Genesis chapter 49, verse 1. Then Jacob called for his sons and said, "Gather around so I can tell you what will happen to you in days to come." Verse 2. Assemble and listen, sons of Jacob. Listen to your father Israel. Verse 3. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my might, the first sign of my strength, excelling in honor, excelling in power. Verse 4. Turbulent as the waters, you will no longer excel. For you went up onto your father's bed, onto my couch and defiled it. Verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brothers. Their swords are weapons of violence. Verse 6. Let me not enter their council. Let me not join their assembly. For they have killed men in their anger and hamstrung oxen as they pleased. Verse 7. Cursed be their anger, so fierce, and their fury, so cruel. I will scatter them in Jacob and disperse them in Israel. Verse 8. Judah, your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's sons will bow down to you. Verse 9. You are a lion's cub. Judah, you return from the prey. My son, like a lion he crouches and lies down. Like a lioness, who dares to rouse him? Verse 10. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come and the obedience of the nations shall be his. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come and the obedience of the nations shall be his. Verse 11. He will tether his donkey to a vine, his colt to the choicest branch. He will wash his garments in wine, his robes in the blood of grapes. Verse 12. His eyes will be darker than wine, his teeth whiter than milk. Verse 13. Zebulun will live by the seashore and become a haven for ships. His border will extend towards Sidon. Verse 14. Issachar is a raw-boned donkey lying down among the sheep pens. Issachar is a raw-boned donkey lying down among the sheep pens. Verse 15. When he sees how good is his resting place and how pleasant is his land, he will bend his shoulder to the burden and submit to forced labor. Verse 16. Dan will provide justice for his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Verse 17. Dan will be a snake by the roadside, a viper along the path, that bites the horse's heels so that its rider tumbles backward. Verse 18. I look for your deliverance, Lord. Verse 19. Gad will be attacked by a band of raiders, but he will attack them at their heels. Verse 20. Asher's food will be rich. He will provide delicacies fit for a king. Verse 21. Naphtali is a doe set free that bears beautiful fawns. Verse 22. Joseph is a fruitful vine near a spring, whose branches climb over a wall. Verse 23. With bitterness archers attacked him. They shot at him with hostility. Verse 24. But his bow remained steady. His strong arms stayed limber. Because of the hand of the mighty one of Jacob. Because of the shepherd, the rock of Israel. Verse 25. Because of your father's God, who helps you. Because of the Almighty, who blesses you with blessings of the skies above, blessings of the deep springs below, blessings of the breast and womb. Verse 26. Your father's blessings are greater than the blessings of the ancient mountains, than the bounty of the age-old hills. Let all these rest on the head of Joseph, on the brow of the prince among his brothers. Your father's blessings are greater than the blessings of the ancient mountains, than the bounty of the age-old hills. Let all these rest on the head of Joseph, on the brow of the prince among his brothers. Verse 27. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf. In the morning he devours the prey. In the evening he divides the plunder. Verse 28. All these are the 12 tribes of Israel. And this is what their father said to them when he blessed them, giving each the blessing appropriate to him. Verse 29. Then he gave them these instructions. I am about to be gathered to my people. Bury me with my fathers in the cave in the field of Ephron the Hittite. Verse 30. The cave in the field of Machpelah, near Mamre in Canaan, which Abraham bought along with the field as a burial place from Ephron the Hittite. Verse 31. There Abraham and his wife Sarah were buried. There Isaac and his wife Rebekah were buried. And there I buried Leah. Verse 32. The field and the cave in it were bought from the Hittites. Quote. Verse 33. When Jacob had finished giving instructions to his sons, he drew his feet up into the bed, breathed his last and was gathered to his people.